Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Devon, and I help people on the spiritual awakening journey to embody their divine self as much as possible. So, today we are going to talk about how to alchemize energy. This is also known as like transmuting energy that falls into this. So, basically, what it is you're taking an energy, basically, and then you're changing the frequency. And so that's kind of more or less what it is. And so there's lots of ways we can do this. And so it's basically if you've been picking up a lot of negative energy, something like that, you can clear it, you can cleanse it, you can do all of that. But there's other ways to actually alchemize that energy and really use it for your highest good. So if you think about it this way, if you're being sent all this energy from a bunch of different people, or you're in like a really crowded place and you're picking up all this energy, sometimes we can look at it and be like, oh, I'm just so worn down and this and that. But if you learn to alchemize it, then you're actually able to use that energy for your highest good and you're transmuting it. And so it's not like you're not like maliciously pulling energy from other people. That's more of like energy vampire. What this is you're taking the energy that's being sent to you and you're changing the vibration of it so that you can use it to help yourself. And it helps you stay clear. Yeah, and just keeps your energy as high as possible, basically. Sometimes this is easier than others. So something to kind of have fun with it is get curious. So if you're picking up on all this energy, instead of looking at it in a way that's like, oh, I'm so weighed down, I'm so exhausted, this and that, kind of like take a step back and go, what am I feeling? Is this coming from somebody else? Is this a collective energy thing? Is this an astrological thing? Planets in retrograde, that kind of thing. Are there other, like, what are some explanations? And just kind of get curious about it because then that changes your entire like viewpoint and it's almost like your set point. So if you're just like absorbing all of this stuff and then you realize it and go, wait a minute, what is this? It can help you to start discerning what's yours, what's not yours, what you're picking up from your environment, what you're picking up from certain people. And it all bleh. It can also help you discern like, is this a collective thing? Because that's another thing that a lot of people, especially on the spiritual journey, light workers, star seeds, all of that, um, we're just more sensitive to it. And so it's we're able to just kind of pick up on it a little more. And so getting curious really does help. Another thing to do is just observe it and just acknowledge it. And just like, okay, there's some funky energy, or I went to this environment and now I feel drained. And then sometimes just by observing it and be like, okay, that's a situation that drains my energy. Then you can just, like, I don't want to be in situations like that anymore. What have you, you can learn from it. And then sometimes that requires you to consciously change a behavior. And then sometimes when you observe it and you're just like, oh yeah, I don't want to do that anymore, I'm good on that, then sometimes you'll just naturally find yourself vibrating out of situations that pull on you like that. Another way to alchemize energy is to sleep. So that's, we naturally do that when we sleep anyways. And so if you're able to, and you're just like, I'm picking up so much energy, if you can lay down and even just rest, close your eyes for like 15 minutes, that can sometimes be enough. And you can set the intention too, like, I'm going to lay down and rest, even if you're not actually sleeping, just like, I'm going to lay down and rest and allow this energy to be transmuted for my highest good. That alone will help to transmute it and shift it. Um, Laughing. So laughing is an instant way to shift the energy. Um, and by all means, dark humor's allowed too. And you don't have to like say anything out loud, but if you kind of make jokes in your head and you can kind of make light of the situation, that will help transmute it. Um, you can meditate and visualize. And so you can just meditate and like allow yourself to come to a place of peace. You can visualize yourself like in an energy bubble, and then any energy that is of a lower vibration that you're not really enjoying, you can visualize that being transmuted and changed into a different frequency. And you can do this with colors or whatever is resonating for you. But that's a way to actually alchemize and transmute the energy. Uh, Journaling can help as well. That's more of like a few of these are going to be more physical body kind of things. And then sometimes it's, if you can like mentally look at it from an intellectual standpoint, that can give you clarity so that you can either change like certain situations, or just know that if you're going to go into an environment that's draining your energy, where you're going to be being sent a lot of stuff that you're not really that you don't want to, take on in your energy, it can help to know certain situations that you're going into so that you can kind of do a little extra like centering and, mental self-talk and, like, I'm not going to pick up on this energy. I'm in my shield bubble light, whatever. Um, uh, yeah. So the other thing is shifting your perspective. And so that can help too. Yeah, I'm trying to think of an example. So let's say you're going into a situation and you are going to be interacting with somebody that maybe projects a lot. What you can do by shifting your perspective, instead of getting into a reactive state if in a situation like that, especially if you know that, there's like this person does that, then what you can do is just tell yourself before that, like, remember, most of this is not mine. Don't take it on. This really isn't about me. A lot of this is, it's projections, right? Um, And so that's kind of an example of how if you shift your perspective on a situation, you can actually transmute it or alchemize the energy, because what you're doing is you're not taking it on. You're not accepting it into your energy field and then owning it, if that makes sense. So in the projection example, if you've been around somebody who projects a lot and then you don't have the self-awareness to be like, that's actually not who I am. That's not what I do. That's not how I show up. And then you kind of have the perspective to be like, this is a projection. Okay. So this is actually not me. So I'm not going to take it into my energy field. I'm not going to wear it. I'm not going to accept it as my reality. It can just help to really alchemize that energy, because then you're not taking it on. You're not absorbing it into your energy field. You're putting up a barrier, and that's a boundary. And boundaries, side note, boundaries really are energetic. And so, that's something else too. Like, this is an energetic boundary. I don't have to take this on. That's actually not how I show up. Um, yeah. So there's that. The other thing you can do is consciously transmute it and actually move it through your body. So this is really helpful if you're feeling kind of weighed down, or you're like angry or frustrated or something like that. Moving your body, punching a punching bag, dancing, taking a walk, hitting the gym, lifting some weights, whatever it is. I just saw like a basketball court in my head. So like maybe go play some basketball, whatever it is that, you enjoy doing. When you move, that will transmute that energy as well. So, and then you can also create with it. So this is another really good thing, is to take that energy and then turn it into something different. So if you paint, you can paint. If you know, uh, make music, you can, write a song about it, or, make a beat that, you're channeling that energy into a creation. And then that's a way to transmute it as well. Write a poem, whatever it is. Um, color in a coloring book. Like, it doesn't have to be something fancy and whatever. It's just moving that energy and then changing it into something that is more, what we would deem like beneficial, basically. So, all right. Well, there's some fun ways to alchemize energy for you. If you have any other ones, definitely let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, you can hit that like button. If you haven't yet, you can hit subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.